Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to my reading journey. Today, I'm reading the fourth part of The Moment of Victory. Tomorrow, it's gonna be the conclusion part. So, prepare yourself, and we are beginning. You gentlemen, quit jawing and go back to your quarters, says he, or I will have you escorted to the guardhouse. Now, scat, scat, scat. Both of you. Before you go, which one of you has got any chewing tobacco? We are off, Sam, says I. It's supper time anyhow, but what do you think of what we was talking about? I've noticed you throwing out a good many grappling hooks for this here balloon called fame. What's ambition anyhow? What does a man risk his life day after day for? Do you know of anything he gets in the end? In the end, that can pay him for the trouble. I want to go back home, says I. I don't care whether Cuba sings or swims, and I don't give a pipeful of rabbit tobacco. Pipeful. I guess I know what does it mean. Pipeful of rabbit tobacco, whether Queen Sophia Christina or Charlie Culberson rules these fairy isles. And I don't want my name on any list except the list of survivors. Survivors. But I've noticed you, Sam, says I, seeking the bubble not notoriety, notoriety, notoriety in the canons, larynx, larynx, a number of times. Now, what do you do it for? Is it ambition business or some freckle faced phobe at home that you are heroing for? Well, Ben, says Sam, kind of hefting, kind of hefting. His sword out from between his knees. As young superior officer, I could court martial. I could court martial you for attempted cowardice, cowardice, and desertion, cowardice and desertion. But I won't, and I'll tell you why I'm trying for promotion and the usual honors of war and conquest. A major gets more pay than a captain, and I need the money. Correct for you, says I. I can understand that. Your system. Your system of fame seeking is rooted in the deepest soil of patriotism, but I can't comprehend, says I, why Willie Robbins, whose folks at home are well off, and who used to be asthmatic and un under serious, of notice as a cat with cream on his whiskers, should all at once develop into a warrior, bold with the most fire-eating kind of persever- pro- proc- proclivities, proclivities, proclivities. And the girl, in his case, seems to have been eliminated, eliminated by marriage to another fellow. I reckon, says I. It's a plain case of just common ambition. He wants his name, maybe, to go thundering down the corners, con- coroners, thundering down coroners of time. It must be that. Well, without itemizing his deeds, Willie sure made good as a hero. He simply spent most of his time on his knees, begging our captain to send him on forlorn hopes and dangerous scouting expeditions. In every fight, he was the first man to mix it at close quarters with the Don Alfonsos. He get there, he get 3 or 4 bullets planted in various parts of his autonomy. Once he went off with the detail of 8 men and captured a whole company of Spanish. He kept Captain Floyd busy writing out recommendations of his bravery to send it to headquarters, and he began to accumulate medals for all kinds of things: heroism, and target shooting, and valor, and tactics, and unisub unsubordination, and all the little accomplishments that looks good to the third assistant secretaries of the War Department. Finally, Cap Floyd got promoted to be a major general or a knight commander of the main herd, or something like that. He pounded around on a white horse, all desecrated up with gold leaf and hand feathers and a good Templar's hat, and wasn't allowed by the regulations to speak to us. And Willie Robbins was made captain of our company. And maybe he didn't go after the reef of fame then. As far as I could see, it was him that ended the war. He got 18 of us boys, friends of his, too, killed in battles that he stirred up himself, and that didn't seem to me necessary at all. One night, he took 12 of us and waded through a little rill, about 190 yards wide, and climbed a couple of mountains, and sneaked through a mile of neglected sh- shrubbery, and a couple of rock quarries, and into a rice straw village, and captured a Spanish general named, as they said, Benny Virus. Benny seemed to me hardly worth in trouble, being a backlash blackish man without shoes or cuffs, and anxious to surrender and throw himself on the commissary of his foe. But that job gave Willie the big boost he wanted. The St. Augustine News and the Galveston, St. Louis, New York, and Kansas City papers printed his picture and columns of stuff about him. Old St. Augustine simply went crazy over it. Gallant son. The news had an additional tearfully begging, editorial tearfully begging, and an editorial tearfully begging the government to call off the regular army and the National Guard and let Willie carry on the rest of the war single-handed. It's sad that a refusal to do so would be regarded as a proof that the northern jealousy of the South was still as rampant as ever. Rampant. If the war hadn't ended pretty soon, I don't know to what heights of gold braid and encomiums Willie would have climbed, but it did. There was a secession of hostilities just 3 days after he was appointed a colonel and got in 3 more medals by registered mail and shot 2 Spaniards while they were drinking lemonade in an ambuscade. Alright, guys. See you tomorrow on the conclusion part. Thank you for joining me today. Bye.